Hey everyone, this is Chase from InsurGrid coming to you live with another agency spotlight. I'm here with Jeremy Eden of Eden Insurance in Bloomington, Illinois. Jeremy, thanks for jumping on.
Thanks for having me.
Jeremy, so tell us more about your agency and your career in the insurance space.
Okay. So I've been in the insurance industry for 20 years now, actually. Started in college at Country, started a farmer's agency right out of college, and then I started this agency back in 2008.
All right. So captive and independent. Very, very interesting. Very
Yeah.
cool. So Jeremy, you've been a customer of InsurGrid for quite some time now, and would love just to learn more about maybe some of the hesitations that you had when you first signed up from InsurGrid. We're a brand new technology, and how since working with us, those have changed.
Okay. Really, my only hesitation was just whether or not it would work. Obviously, there's plenty of people that start with new companies and they're like, we can do this, this, and this. And you start working with them. It's like, that doesn't really work. But I figured I'd give it a shot. I'd like that there was no contract. So if for some reason it didn't work, I could hop out. But I've never run into that problem.
Yeah. And Jeremy, how have you been using InsurGrid and how has it helped with your agency?
So we've been using it when somebody reaches out via email, Facebook, some kind of digital platform. We basically say you could either call into the office, we could give you a call, or here's a link where you could, if you know, log into your current policy information, or if you have access to your policy information to be able to create it. This will pull in your declarations pages for us, and then it can really limit the number of questions that we have to ask you. And then we actually also built a form on our website to coincide with that. So if somebody does submit it, they could also submit the rest of the information right through our website. So we have everything we need to quote properly through all of our different companies.
Yeah. And, talking about differentiation, agents are always looking for ways to differentiate themselves. How does using a platform like InsurGrid differentiate you?
I think it just shows that we do everything that we can to give people as many different options of working with us as possible, especially with the pandemic going on. So many people that don't want to come into the office, they're busy, they're trying to teach their kids when they're not at work. And so just making things as easy as possible too, whether they want to pull their deck pages and email them to us, if they want to give us everything over the phone, or if they want to use InsurGrid to just submit their login information and have them pull the policies for us. It shows that we're willing to work with them in any way that they're willing to work with us.
Yeah. And do you actually get deck pages? Agents sometimes don't believe me that they'll get deck pages through InsurGrid. You can confirm that you've gotten deck pages.
Yes, I definitely do. In fact, sometimes I get surprise deck pages where it's like, oh, hey, you also have these policies you didn't say anything about. And they're like, oh, yeah, I completely forgot to mention my motorcycle or my boat or whatever. So it's actually worked out really well for us.
Yeah, I mean, people all the time, they'll send you maybe one deck page and you don't realize they have the boat and the RV. So, getting all of those extra policies just helps with the bundling and in the sales process.
Yeah, or even companies like State Farm where all the autos are on a different policy. It's amazing how often we don't get all the vehicles or whatever up front. They'll send us like one and we don't have the rest of the vehicles. So it's nice to have everything pull in and then we know exactly where everything's at. Or they'll pull a declarations page that was like 2 years old. When we use InsurGrid, we're getting the most recent ones.
Right. Yeah. So getting the most recent deck pages versus, an older declaration page or even maybe an ID card, which people get all the time instead of the deck page.
Yep. Yeah, and there's no blacking out of premium, so that's nice too. Not that that is an end all be all, but it helps immensely to actually know where they're at, because it's amazing how many times we've found using InsurGrid where people were completely off on what they're paying. They would tell us they're paying $100 a month, and it turns out they're actually paying 120, and they didn't know that the rate went up.
Right. Yeah. So really educating people on their current policy, and some agents think their clients won't go through it. Has it been consumer friendly for your demographic across, all different age groups?
Yeah, it has been. I would say on the younger end tend to be a little more open to it, but we've had all age groups use it in the past.
Yeah. Awesome. Jeremy, well, we appreciate you, being one of the first customers at InsurGrid and using us for so long. And I appreciate you having on today, and enjoy the rest of your day out in Bloomington, Illinois.
Yeah, thank you. Enjoy your day too.
All righty. Thanks, everyone.